You were facing how many murders at the time?
Well, 4 that I was, considered a trigger on,
Okay.
120 conspiracies, because everybody on the other side that was a target is a conspiracy to commit murder. They only had to
Okay.
prove 3 of those. So, it's,
Okay.
yeah.
So you were essentially a mass murderer
Wow.
who ended up getting 10 years.
I would definitely not consider myself a mass murderer. Because again, I said in the life, if I was killing innocent people, like the son of Sam, or I was killing, I could have been a sniper in the army and killed 50 or 100 people. It's the cause is different, I understand, but you're not going to call that sniper a mass murderer either. I killed people that were in the life, that broke the rules, that are as guilty as I am for doing it. Don't break the rules. That we all knew that. And then during the war, you're not going to call me that, because the mass murderers were trying to kill me too. It was kill or be killed.
Serial killer? Would you take that title either?
Of course not. No.
Okay.
I was a mob guy that did what he had to do, that was groomed, taught how to act, taught how to be a good fella, and I lived it.
Okay. But here you are, a multi-murderer. Is that a fair?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a multi-murderer who most people end up getting double, triple life. You walk away with 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's the deal. And then with that deal, basically, you could talk about whatever you did, because that's part of the deal, right?
Yeah. Yep. I had to tell on myself and the corruption. But I know go ahead. I think I know you.
Well, this was, when you made that deal, what year was this?
I was a year in, I guess, 92, early 92, maybe February of 92. Yeah.
Okay, so this is 92.
Mm-hmm.
You become a cooperating witness against the Scarpa case. And then the next year, Scarpa ended up pleading guilty to 3 murders and conspiracy for a bunch of other murders.
Right.
And
he got the same 10 years. He got 10 years.
Well, he originally was sentenced to life, but because by this time he was blind in one eye.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I knew he had the 10 years, but I knew he wasn't going to live through it anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Well, he originally, I mean, from what I researched, he got life in prison, but his health was so bad between the blindness and the AIDS. Yeah. At this point, he had full-blown AIDS.
Yes.
And in May, he was actually, the sentence was reduced to 10 years. But a year later, in June 1994, he ended up dying.
Yeah.
So he ended up serving like a year or so before he died.
Something like that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
When you found out that he died, how'd you feel?
I wasn't heartbroken, obviously. I mean, my whole feeling for him soured. It went from a betrayal to, just a fraud. As strong and tough and ruthless as he was, it turns out you were a fraud. You did it all with the protection, but there are parts of my inner recesses that I think back to, the camaraderie and some things that, I'd rather think about that, but it's hard. But if you don't mind, I want to touch on something where I thought you were heading with the 10 years. You're 100% right about that. Yeah, I got a second lease on life, but I didn't invent the system, okay? I want to know what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Carmine Sessa had many more murders than me, okay? Because he came in and ratted on the whole family, he got 4 years, okay? And he was the consigliere. There's a long list of guys, okay? Where do you start and where do you stop? You want to say 50 guys ahead of me that were above me, set the example. And Greg, you gave him carte blanche. Why don't we ask the corrupt agent, whoever he is, that enabled Greg to live that life? So I'm supposed to feel bad after, hundreds and thousands of guys were given this deal. Where does it start? If you want to go way back. And the first guy they gave the deal to, don't give him that deal. If you don't give them that deal, nobody does it. You didn't pave that way. You know, I'm supposed to take a life sentence at this point of the game after everything coming out, the things that I exposed about the corruption. And I mean, you know, it's their system. I don't agree with it. I'll tell you that much. I wish I could go back in time to the old law where you could cop out to 20 and do 11, you know, but it is what it is. And we had a president that was trying to change things too for the better, but who knows what's going to happen with that if you want to get into politics.